I feel like the first step is to use your eyes, see what you can distinguish in your company, your processes, whatever it is that you are doing, and see like, look, I could actually extract some information just by looking into it. And this is something that could be leveraged down the line for whatever it could be, like detecting defects, like security reasons, like we just talked about applications. But if you can detect it with your eyes, probably computer vision can detect it. And what's interesting is like the computer doesn't get tired, so like you can do it for a very long period of time, so it's easy to extrapolate for something bigger. Then the second thing would be about the infrastructure or the setup. And what I mean by that is that we talk about pre-trained models. So there's a lot of models that they are available online that we could leverage in order to detect certain things. Let's say we're doing something to detect sweater. And we know that in our data set, all the images of sweaters are when the humans are wearing it. So if I have a model that it can detect humans, which is what we already talked about, it's a pre-trained data set. So we have that. So we can just crop the image to below the neck, and we have more or less where the sweaters can be. So it's an easy way to start building the data set. That's one of the most important things. Identify where you are, think something that gives you value straight away, and you can start building the data set. And then is when you can start training the model to get the awesome results. When you have that, then it's just a matter of iteration. And something that I feel like it's very important in all the projects that I've worked on is that we define some sort of metric that truly impacts the outcome of the project, meaning that it's the client, the one that chooses it. The most classical is the ROI, but it could be like, I don't know, how many more sales you get when someone uses your tool or something like this. The nice thing is that you can implement pretty much anything, and it could be something that's truly meaningful for the client or whoever is actually implementing that. And doesn't need to be like something so abstract like what's the mean average precision or some like data science term that the client is not actually going to care about. It's like it's going to be a metric that they actually going to care. Some formula that I like a lot, and I feel like it kind of presents a little bit about this basic calculation, is that we have 2 points of return in a computer vision project, because what we do first is we try to find some sort of model, like the example that we just put about detecting shirts is an example, but it could be a lot of different things. Like we could use captions or things like that to detect actions or whatever it is that we try to do, but always try to leverage some technology that's already available to give value straight away. So what that makes is like pretty much all the projects, they're going to have a very positive ROI. Why is that? Is because we can validate them extremely fast. By creating this minimal viable product, we are making sure not only that the client is going to be happy with what we are doing, because we are validating that the metrics that he cares about, they are taking care about our work, but it's also that we can actually start building the data set that we're going to use later on. So with that example of like the shirts, we can start getting some sort of basic detection. And then we are starting to build also a data set with the actual pieces of clothing that we need to train our model. So once we have the data set, those are the two main key points that drive massive ROI in the long term. Is like, first, give value straight away and make sure that the metric that the client wants is tackled by us or by the computer vision provider. And the second one is that we are starting to build data set that it's something that we can build upon. Because now what we have, once we have the data set, is that we can start training, start iterating, but we already have integrated our system with the client. So now it's going to be like a massive improvement, but it's not going to be a lot more effort from the client. So at that point, it's just like improving until the one that's implementing computer vision has good enough results for their product, and it's happy with the result, which I think is what everyone cares at the end of the day. Just making sure that you are maximizing the results, but it's just in a simple way to make sure that you're gonna get a satisfactory outcome to validate it as fast as possible.